Hello, undead tubers, and welcome back to the final episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy V Super Bonus Content Endgame Edition. I've done my grinding, and I have mastered the Necromancer job on at least one person, and I've tested out some of the abilities, and I've also learned all of the dark arts. So I can show those off today with you guys without having to do any grinding. There actually weren't too many abilities to unlock. Let's see here. So Dark Arts, this one leveled up just like how Black Magic and White Magic and all that did. So it went, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We also picked up Oath, which is kind of like Call. I think we've got Call up here somewhere, where it summons a random something. It's a different set of enemies, though. They tend to be like skeletons and zombies and stuff. Unfortunately, at the end of the game, which is the only time you can get it, they're very weak. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but for now, they're basically useless. Kind of like how that Oracle one was. Predict? Yeah, the one with the 20 seconds. That was terrible. Or Condemn, that was the one. 20 seconds to have stuff happen, and then Predict is just really random. The other ability we picked up is really, really valuable. I forgot to mention this, and I just forgot flat out. While you have the job Necromancer equipped, that character counts as undead, except that you have control of them, unlike the standard zombies. So that means you can't heal them, and if you do cast Cure on them, they take damage. I think they still die when they get to 0, so you don't have any benefits, really. It's just kind of negatives. There might be some advantage somewhere, but I can't think of it. Maybe they're immune to some status effects or something. I don't know. But why you would ever equip that as a secondary, I could not tell you. Anyway, some of the dark arts were pretty cool. I did gather these all up off camera. Most of them you'll find in the sealed temple, just by killing the enemies, the various dragons and monsters and stuff. A couple of them I had to go out of the castle back to the main world. Went to Drakenvale to fight a specific dragon, and the Phoenix Tower for Liquid Flame gave me the Meltdown, and somebody else there gave me one of the other low-level ones, like maybe Dark Haze. And if you try to equip Dark Arts, you'll need level 5 for Doomsday, level 4 for like those two, level 3, and level 2, and then level 1 for if you want to be able to cast those. But it's not that complicated. Anyway, most of these work kind of like a Firaga, Thundaga, Aeroga type spell. So they've got elemental damage. They hit everything, though, automatically, which means they're a little bit more like a summon. Well, some of them are like that. I think Meltdown is single target, Freeze, so you got a single target ice, a single target fire, an AoE wind, and AoE poison, kind of like Bio, but much stronger. Lightning, AoE. Curse is... We've seen enemies use Curse, and now I can read what it says exactly. I have seen this work. It just, unfortunately, I think it inflicts almost 100% chance, but a random status ailment. And that's what could be amazing, or it could just be useless, so... Dark Flare is kind of like Flare, except it hits the whole group. And then Doomsday is probably the most powerful offensive spell in the game. So, like, my idea here is if you had the Necromancer early, and you could start picking up a few of these early on, and maybe save the really powerful ones for after you can buy Firaga, Thundaga, all that, after Bahamut. Like, you wouldn't want to have access to the high-tier spells until, well, about the Interdimensional Rift, because they are so good. It's Bahamut tier stuff for sure. But some of the low-level ones are pretty weak, and especially that Summon... you should have just had those early game. And the same thing with, I was thinking the way the Cannoneer, the Oracle, and the Gladiator work. If you just had access to these 4 classes at the beginning of the game, like Wind Crystal, Water Crystal tier, they would have actually been relatively useful. They would not have been overpowered. Think of the Cannoneers combine, kind of like an advanced ninja throw. Except it costs more resources, because you have to pay for more stuff and find more rare items. And you can sort of customize some different elemental effects to AoE. The Gladiator could use all the weapons, so early on in the game when we only had, the Knight and the Monk, and I couldn't even equip... I had these Samurai Blades and Dragoon weapons and stuff that we literally couldn't use for almost half the game. If we'd had a Gladiator who wasn't terribly good at any one thing, but could use all those weapons, that might have been nice. And honestly, his finisher is nothing special. Blade Blitz is pretty good, but he doesn't get that for a long time. You wouldn't have had that, like, if that takes something like 300 or 400 ability points, you weren't going to get that in the first world anyway, unless you farmed it up. And then the Oracle, like those 20-second abilities, you have to wait 20 seconds to cast Asuna for free, or wait 20 seconds for Cura or Thundera. It's those middle-tier spells. Early on, for 0 MP, if you're willing to wait a little bit longer, that's a reasonable replacement for a White Mage now and then. But once you've got lots of MP and Ether and stuff, the Oracle's pretty much useless. And it's kind of the same deal with all of these guys. If you got them earlier, they would have been pretty cool. Unfortunately, the way the bonus content works, you have to be at the end of the game, basically. All the 4 seals have to be done before you can even get the first 3. So anyway, I will show off the Dark Arts today, and we're going to go do the boss rush. It's not going to be terribly difficult. Oh, I forgot to show you off my... okay, hold on. My actual setup here. I did change a couple things. So Bard's is going to be my rapid-fire Spellblader if I need it. He's my standard setup. I've given him the best 2 weapons in the game as far as I can tell. And pretty good defense, honestly. Like, it should be handy. Kryl is going to be kind of support. I gave her blue and mix. I'm going to try... I don't know exactly what we're going to run into, but having mix around might be useful a couple times. And blue magic, it's nice to have it around at least. So she's kind of support. I could have put her in the back row, honestly, but she'll actually still do good damage anyway, just not quite Bart's tier. And then Lena is my standard healer, and I think this is the best healing support there is, because you can dual cast quick and then cast as much white as you want, like 5 spells in a row. That's got to be the best way to keep people alive, so I figure that's too useful. And then we're letting Ferris go Dark Arts so I can show it off. And I figured I'd bring the rest of the magic around just so I can compare them and see how much damage they do. And I made sure she had the Magus Rod equipped, so at least the Dark Arts spells, if they can be buffed by elemental damage, they will be. And we can try to get a feel for how powerful they are. So let's get to it. Everyone's got Hermes sandals just to speed things up. The way Boss Rush works is... they're separate encounters, so you're not going to maintain your buffs between between battles. So casting Hasty every single fight is going to take too much time. So you might remember this guy from the very first boss in the game. He does a lot more damage. Looks like wind is completely nullified by whatever armor Lena's wearing, or maybe she missed it. Anyway, there's going to be a lot of really easy ones in here, but there'll be some more interesting things. You can see my damage output at level 68 with the 2 best weapons in the game. You don't even need rapid fire to be pretty awesome. I remember Siren. She was kind of tricky back in the day. Now, these bosses do have buff stats. As you saw, the first one, the Wing Raptor, did do reasonable damage. Oh, this is the... remember the first time we had to get the grass for the Wyvern? The Windrake? We had to fight the Huntress that shot, I think, Lena with an arrow, I think? We killed her too quickly, and we did it again. But that other guy is her husband, and he joins the fight if you don't kill her immediately. Let's just open up with Drain Touch so you can see what that does. So it's a reasonably good spell for healing up and dealing a bit of damage. It's not amazing. Earlier on in the game, that would have been nice, but by this point, you know... I mean, I just did like 1,400 damage, or 14,000 damage. 10 times the damage that the spell did. Hey, this guy again! Oops, I meant to actually Blizzaga Blade it to see how much we could do now. Oh, we should probably get Float on everybody as well, seeing as he'll Earthquake us. There is a mix for that probably, but well, actually, we can just Mighty Guard, that's quick. I like how he's already blinded my mages immediately. It's all those counterattacks. Alright, let's try some more Dark Arts. He should be weak to ice, so we've got one for that. Let's give it a shot. The status elements probably won't work, but, you know. Some of the enemies were casting this on us, so it's nice to be able to show what it does. Let's just get Asuna up here. I don't like being poisoned and all that. But yeah, we're gonna It's a boss rush, so we're going to try to rush through it a little bit. I'm not going to go super careful. Oh, that's right. He's got really good evasion. I always forget. You know, we could try offensive. Like, there's some really good combos here. Like, double Dragon Fang. Was meant to attack the enemy. I'm surprised that didn't automatically target him, to be honest. Good stuff. We'll try Curse. You know, maybe that works. You basically have to cast Libra on him to see what it did, though. So, you know, we can do that. This guy really shouldn't be that difficult. I'm just messing around a bit. But yeah, if you use Curse, if you want to know what you did, you have to go Libra. It didn't do anything, apparently. Anyway, he's almost dead, I think, right? That's what the HP bar said? Or maybe it didn't. I don't remember. It's just a gill turtle. We've killed these guys plenty of times. Yeah, that wasn't terribly effective. So what was some of those mixes I was thinking of? I don't have my list on hand. Wasn't it like holy water and eye drops? I think this is the elemental buff. Kind of want to see how much damage I can get. Yeah, that's elemental power. And just heal yourself up a little bit. It appears the Asuna was kind of a waste. What am I looking for? What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Just keep people alive. Now we're just on a mission to see how much Blizziga Spellblade can do. Seeing as this guy's not going down quick. Not like those first few bosses. And there are other mixes, you know, Dragon Fang and Maiden's Kiss did something important. I forget what it was. I think that's the one that makes you sort of immune to various status effects that are, well, difficult to get immunity to, basically. Stuff the ribbon wouldn't do. So that was his counterattack. Yeah. Oh, no! I wanted to see how much damage the rapid fire would do. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 80,000 damage. Oh, well. Just having some fun, guys. Last episode with you guys watching this game, you know, gotta have a bit of fun. So that's round 1 of boss battles. Gives you a chance to heal up and stuff if you want. There's gonna be quite a few rounds. Liquid Flame. Yeah, we had to fight something like this to get, Meltdown. That spell, basically. Except, no, we can't multi-target it. Oh, right, he ends up... Yeah, that's right. I remember way back now when we first fought this guy, he ends up immune to ice when he changes to a different form. Even though you'd expect him to take damage. Anyway, anything that's not a gill turtle should probably die pretty quick from normal attacks. For now. Besides, we do have rapid fire if I want. So this was like the boss on the first time the Earth Crystal flew around when that city picked up and it was up in the air for a while. Let's try damage. Dragon Fang plus Dark Matter on the enemy. Yeah, it's not very good. Maybe earlier on that would have been fine. Let's try Doomsday. You probably want to see that, right? Biggest spell in the game, theoretically. Didn't do that much damage. I'll have to show off what Bahamut does now to compare it. Because they're similar sort of tier. And this is a good boss for multi-target stuff. So we'll go Bahamut here just to compare. Now, unfortunately, Dark Arts can't be dual-casted, so it's still not really as good as Black Magic if you have dual-cast as well. Or summoning with dual-casting. Okay, Bahamut is still doing more damage than Dark Arts, and that's a shame. Because Bahamut was difficult to get, but the Necromancer was really difficult to get. And I don't like the fact that they're all full healing. Are they supposed to do that? I thought they just revived each other when they died. How come I didn't... You don't understand. Why didn't Lena summon Bahamut as well? Wonder what level they are. We could probably hit them with one of these. See what Aqua Breath does. I just remember you're supposed to kill them all at the same time. So, apparently Doomsday... No, Bahamut caused them, I assume, if they're hit by a summon, they counter by full healing. So let's see how Doomsday does instead then. I guess it's pretty similar damage. There, now they're all dead. We're good. Try and remember all my boss gimmicks. Some of them we can just power through, but... This guy means you can't use magic. Right, yeah, this was from the Fork Tower. Not the Spoon Tower, that's a different place entirely. I like how that tiny little dagger still does more damage than the Ultima Sword. Isn't that ridiculous? And the final one might be difficult. No. These guys are nothing to worry about. They each have like a different elemental weakness, if I remember correctly. But they shouldn't have enough HP to handle this for long. I guess, let's try Bahamut one more time. Good old Mega Flare. I don't think there's a way to learn Giga Flare in this game, which would have been cool. There you go. 2 down. At least mine worked that time. And it even rhymed. Oh, you're not dead? Yeah, you're dead. Alright, I suppose I should take a minute to heal up between these floors. That's 2 floors down. Nothing too dangerous so far. The bosses will obviously get more difficult. As we burn through, like, possibly every single boss in the game. Maybe not everyone, but most of them. Oh, hey guy. I think if you go Furiga Spellblade, it'll one-shot him. Unless they've changed that. I think this guy is considered non-heavy in stats, which means insta-death works on him if he's weak to it. Like, he's weak to fire. I don't remember this guy ever being that scary. There is a mixture with Chemist that gives an enemy the dragon type. So if you've got a weapon that is strong against dragons, that's really good, and it works on a lot of bosses. I was hoping I could rapid fire in there before the flowers showed up, but... we still mostly targeted the real boss, so that's fine. Honestly, I don't even remember what the gimmick with this boss was. I guess the flowers caused annoying status ailments. But it doesn't have enough HP. It's probably a problem with a lot of Final Fantasy V bosses. Oh, wait, this guy is no joke. Okay, I was thinking about it. Let's pause for a second. Remember this is actually the same boss fight we had in the sealed dungeon not too long ago. One of the serious fights. Okay. Pretty sure he is. I was thinking of I was looking back on the footage on how we beat him with only magic, because every time you hit him with a physical, he countered with death. Well, there is a way for him to not get away with that. Mighty Guard up here. This is a serious boss, don't mess around. It's not even complicated, like, I should have thought of this immediately. Could do it with... I'll need to use white magic. I'm just trying to think if there's any spells. I could try to curse him. I don't know if it'll do much, but... You know, if it silenced him, that would be pretty amazing. Let's just put Reflect on him, though. Because... like, I don't want him reviving. And I still want to do mega damage. So, let me see. Say 22 plus 34 is 5,600 damage times 8. A lot. I don't know. I don't want to do math. Point is, as long as the death doesn't kill Bartz immediately, he's probably going to be dead right now. Or very, very soon. Yeah, I could have probably done it this way the first time, but I didn't think of it the first time we ran into him. There's probably some good buffs we could do here as well with the mixture to make Bartz stronger, but I think this will be enough. Well, what's the level up mix? I know there's one that gives him, and I was using it earlier, I just forget. I think it's the potion. That gives him like plus 20 levels, so he should do more damage next time. Yeah. Let's heal up a little bit and make sure, I don't know how long Reflect lasts, so let's try to recast it on him. And if it bounces back, then we know it's up, and if it doesn't bounce, then, well. So theoretically, Bart should do a little bit more than 3,400 damages. Let's see. Yeah, one of those dragon powers, significant difference, really. And you could keep doing that for a long time, and he would keep doing more damage. There's also the Bard's level up song that would do the same thing eventually, but it would take a long time. Hero Rhyme or something raises your internal level. Mr. Panda here, Mr. A Panda, I think he's gonna be dead. He's usually weak to fire, so let's see how Meltdown works. Yeah, you know, that's not bad. 10,000 damage. Alright, should we heal up a little? Might as well. At least we had one difficult boss fight already, and I got to show you a new technique for beating him that I didn't think of the first time. I wonder if I'll run into any other bosses like that. This guy is nothing. He's less than nothing. He's below the dirt. The worms feed on him. Yeah, that's what I said. Who's next? Bring it. This guy is actually weaker than the Guild Turtle, if I remember correctly. Maybe similar. I forget. Well, they all get buffed in here to some degree. Whatever. Let's not stress out about it too much. Turtle's generally weak to ice for whatever reason. Not as much damage, but he doesn't have as much HP as the Guild Turtle, so that's no big deal. Jackanapes, remember this guy? I don't think we ever killed one, actually, because he always had some nasty counters and was one-shotting everybody. Well, times have changed, my friend. One kill. So even if you'd killed him back in the day, you wouldn't have got anything out of it. Right, this was one of X-Death's minions with a suspicious name. I don't like people with the name Fister inside their name. It sounds troublesome. And the final one of this batch. This is the easier version of this sprite. The Archaeodemon was considerably stronger than Twintania. I don't even remember what Twintanya's gimmick is, to be honest. If maybe he doesn't even have a gimmick. Tidal Wave? Sure, but like I've got the Mighty White Wind. Can you do that much damage? Let's try out something else. We haven't seen Chaos Drive yet, right? There's the Purple Lightning. Probably a lot better than Ramu. I guess I could mimic it too. So that looks kind of fun, right? So there you see it. That's the difference with the Magus Rod equipped. We're still getting that 50% damage buff from Elemental Boost. So that's good to know. Probably still wouldn't work with any water spells. For whatever reason, the water element doesn't seem to work for elemental buff. Maybe someone in the comments knows why. I don't know why. Blame some programmer somewhere being lazy. This guy... Is he gonna be immune to physical? Ah, he resets the entire battle. Okay, yeah. So Bartz can't do anything to this guy unless you can kill him in one hit. There's not much Kryl can do here. Actually, I think I remember a trick with this guy. Please don't reset it on a counter. If he reset it on a counter, we'd be screwed. It's, silence. Maybe he isn't weak to it. I know if you can get it on him somehow, like, basically all he does is cast magic. Is there like a blue magic spell that does that or something? I thought I had a way of getting that on him before, but I forget. Some of these blue spells have some status effects, and I forget them. Time Slip, I'm pretty sure, is slow and stop. Moon Flute is like Berserk, Blind, Toad, or Toad. No, Mini, that's Toad. Oh well, it's no big deal, really. Of course, you could probably Magic Hammer him down again. Or maybe not. He's only attacking... Wait, I wonder if I cursed him and we got Berserk. Which would be even better, honestly. Let's try to show off Hellwind. Haven't seen that yet. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Let's go with... I want to cast Libra on him. I want to see if he is Berserked, because... Like, I cast Curse. You never know what it's going to do, though. And that would be kind of funny. Yep. And he is weak to wind. That's great. He actually hits surprisingly hard. But, so Hellwind was the right choice, too. How to watch Curse totally break a boss. Could cast Meteor on him or something, but... Or Slow. That didn't work. Actually, no, he can probably still counter. Like, if I attack him, I bet you he would have still countered with Return. I just didn't want to have to redo the whole fight. Oh, I hate these guys so much. You can't tell which one needs to be hit. Except... I thought that didn't work last time. It was only 1 out of the 4 you could actually deal damage to. Maybe I'm misremembering. I remember the Wendigo being a real jerk face. Yeah, like 1 out of the 4. And then they all counter with some weak magic. I don't have any good tricks right now. There's probably something. Like maybe Graviga works on him, or I don't know. Graviga is a good spell, but again, unless you know which enemy is weak to it, it won't do anything. Yeah, it didn't seem to work. So Rapid Fire last time. 2, 3. Alright, there we go. That's more like normal. Except we killed it already. At least we have Rapid Fire this go. I don't think we had it the first time. Got a couple hits in there. Oh, that wasn't too bad. That could have been a lot worse. I know we spent a lot of time fighting that one on the first try. Oh, so there's another cool thing that I learned about. It's gonna be hard to demonstrate. Actually, let's do it on Lena. I'm just gonna kill Lena for no reason. Yeah, no, Lena needs to be dead. And we're doing this specifically for it's actually fine if Bartz dies. Don't worry about it. because there's a mix I wanted to show off that I didn't really explain before. It's Phoenix Down and it's just the potion? And it's like the Fancy Revive. We'll test this out here. Resurrection is Super Revive. She comes at full HP, but more than that, if I remember correctly, we'll do the same thing with Bart's here. So that's really efficient for items. Yeah, her MP is maxed out too. So for the cost of 1 potion and 1 Phoenix Down, which, well, the Phoenix Downs aren't super cheap, but you can get basically an elixir and resurrection. So you can get all your MP back, all your HP back. I thought that was really cool when I noticed that. Anyway, I just figured I'd show that off while we're here. Like I said, mix is really good. You just have to spend the time to memorize some combinations. Some of them make sense, but some of them you have to, like, research a little bit. And they're not all necessarily the best thing ever, but you can get some really unique effects, like the level up bonus, or the adding elemental damage, or protection from crazy status effects, stuff that you can't get any other way, basically. And once you know how to do that, just the resources. Oh yeah, Atomos! Well, we're not level 30 this time, so I don't expect he's gonna do too much damage to us. We could try level 5 Deatham again. I think you have to half his level or something, but yeah. It's kind of what I figured, right? What's this guy? Halicarnassus? I don't remember what this guy's trick was. Oh, he turns people into frogs. Isn't that fun? Also, he's not dead. Well, good for him. You know, there might be a mix for Maiden's Kiss plus something that does something more, you know, like, I don't know. See what it does. Healed them a little bit, and so that was kind of pointless. Thing is, like, not all combinations are going to do anything special. Let's try one more time. Maiden's Kiss plus, like, there's probably a way to cast Asuna. Like that caused confusion, so that was fun. So you could cause confusion on the enemy with that, I expect. That's not what I would have expected, but there you go, right? Like, if you want to experiment or check out a guide or something, I really can't not recommend the chemistry's mix. I feel bad that I didn't show it off as much, basically. Even knowing that it has cool effects, I still didn't do it. I'm just a sucker for white and black, like just standard magic. Just normal stuff that's easy to understand. The cure spell cures you, the Asuna stuff gets rid of statuses. I don't want to have to mess around with lists of memorization and homework. What do these things even do? I think each one is, like, immune to an elemental or absorbs most elementals. And then they have, like, one specific weakness. But we're so much further than that in the game now that we have stuff like Bahamut, which is non-elemental and should work just fine. Yeah, if they gave you Bahamut early, you'd have problems. Because you would break a lot of boss mechanics. Flare spell should do the same thing, just... Now, in this game, I could not confirm what element Doomsday is. Obviously, in something like Final Fantasy IX, where I think that's the first time the spell came up, it's Dark Elemental for sure at that point. But, I don't know what it is in this game. Could be non... Could be something else. Hey there, Melusine. How you doing there, snake girl? Got quite a lot of snakes, to be honest. Bet you the Japanese version is a different sprite. Just got a feeling. What does this guy even do? Aw, we're not gonna float anymore? That means he can hit us with an earthquake? If he lives. He did live. Well, I refuse to be earthquaked. Denied. Oh, he's gonna do it again. You jerk. I think we haven't seen all of these. Let's see what the Evil Mist looks like. I forgot about some of my dark arts. You got sludged, buddy. Now, I obviously don't remember them. After this next couple fights, I'll double check the dark arts. They do apply a bunch of, that's annoying. They apply a bunch of, like, status effects, if they can apply, which, you know, bosses tend to be pretty immune or resistant, but... I assume... Oh, man. We got old. Maybe we can silence this guy. This is the enemy blue mage. There's all that annoying stuff. Do we... Apparently, I'm not at a good level for, fighting, level magic-type bosses. I was level 67 for the really important ones, but now we're probably 68 or something. We look 68 with that hair. Am I right? Anyway, he did. And the last one of the group. Oh, this guy was never that big of a problem, was he? I think that one's definitely dead, Bart. You can move on. Let's go... I don't know. Maybe this guy's more dangerous now. Let's not... I feel like we might be getting to the point where some of these bosses are dangerous, so let's be smart about it. Oh, you've got Reflect on, hey? Well... I'll tell you what I feel about Reflect. Alright, we're gonna speed through some of these animations here if they're gonna just spam that. Yeah. Didn't really do very much damage, did it? That's how you do damage. Maybe just straight up kill this guy in the front. And that guy. Alright, we're good. Let's try some more Dark Arts on this guy now that his barrier's down. I don't even know what Dark Haze does. Well, it gets hazy, that's for sure. Slow never works in this game. Whoa, it worked in this game! The game just did that to spite me. You know that, right, guys? The game's tired of putting up with my crap. Oh, that blue. Always saying what's gonna work, what's not gonna work before it happens. We'll show him. He can do quite a lot of damage there with that spell, compared to his little barriers. Should I just try to curse him, get all kinds of status elements? If slow works, who knows what works? Okay, he's obviously countering physical with flare, so we're gonna stop that. Okay, he's obviously countering everything with flare. She's dead. Alright, so, you know... Well, I still think Rapid Fire is the best choice for DPS, so... Sorry, speeding through, I didn't need to speed through that. I was just trying to save some time. We're already, like, super long episode territory, but it's the final episode. I can go a little long. Alright, Ferris is running low on MP. I could just kill her and do the, what's it call it? The mix trick. The potion Phoenix down, but... I got so many elixirs, I'm good. Oh. Was that it? Oh, man. Well, I guess that's it. We got the Medal of Smiting, guys! I don't think that does anything. Just, you can show your friends at school that you killed all the bosses. Is it going to be a normal item or a rare? Oh, there it is. Honoring triumph over the legions of darkness and awarding the title of Smiter of Evil. Now, I do remember one other little thing. I don't think this has any effect, but I know I didn't show you guys because I wasn't recording. But after I beat Enuo and Neo Shinru and Omega Mark II, the first time I left, I think it was either when I went through that door or when I got onto my sub, there was like an animation on this ocean floor, just briefly, of one of those heads. So there should be one over here. This doesn't look like the right one, because its eyes lit up in a little cutscene, and I don't know what that means. I don't know if there's any other eyeballs or other faces around. I'll leave that for you guys to explore. You know, the ocean floor is pretty wide, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of episode looking for other stuff. I think I've done everything in the game now, but if there's actually a secret bonus Easter egg from the Easter Island statue, you guys let me know about it, and if it's really amazing, I'll do another video, but maybe I'll look it up too. But you know, I searched the seas a little bit, and I didn't see any other heads, so I felt like maybe it was just hey, good work, congratulations, there's no more secrets here message. Anyway, I think that's it for this episode and this series, basically. I hope you've enjoyed. We've managed to beat all the super optional bosses, the super difficult stuff, and we got all the cool jobs, so... Unfortunately, by the time you get Dark Arts and the majority of those bonus classes, there's just nothing left of the game to do. The same thing with, like, our amazing weapons, like Ultima Weapon and the Force Shield, those ones from the secret bosses, you know, most of that stuff we just didn't get a good chance to use it, or it was an accessory that just didn't seem very important. Like, I actually googled this one, the Crystal Orb, nobody knows what it does. So it's just one of those things. +5 magic, that's as good as you get. Anyway, that's all for me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the series. I'm not going to promise Final Fantasy VI is next, but it will be coming up soon. In fact, I might want to do a more modern RPG for a little while, just to take a slight break in the action. But yeah, I enjoyed Final Fantasy V. I think I did most of my thoughts on it on the after we beat X-Death scene, but the bonus stuff from the advanced version, I think it's worth doing, and it's fun. So, you know, if you have the choice between the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy Advance one, I would probably pick this one, because it's got some cool stuff. And, that's it. So, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching and all that, and have a great day.